Let's talk legacy. Let's talk legacy. Every dream begins with a story. Every road can lead to glory. Real people, real journeys, sharing wisdom for the world to see. Tell me where you've been, tell me how you made it through. Every chapter has a purpose, and your voice matters too. Let's talk legacy, where the real stories shine. Real hustle, real purpose, one conversation at a time. Let's talk legacy. Come and tell your story today. Hosted by Chantal Taylor, building legacy every day. Real stories, real hustle, real purpose, real legacy. Let's talk legacy.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Shan here with Let's Talk Legacy Podcast, and welcome to episode 2. Yes. Today we have the beautiful Miss Lauren Mosby. So I'm going to let her come on and tell you guys a little bit about herself in just a minute. I do want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in yesterday for episode 1. It was amazing. Y'all did so good in the comments. So give yourself a hand clap, the pat on the back, a little clock it, You know what the young people say, clock it, y'all. So hey, Miss Lauren, girl.
Hey, girl.
So how you doing today?
I am blessed. I can't complain. How about you?
I'm doing good. Thank God for another day.
I know that's
Another
right.
day, another day to get it right. Another day to get to the
Come
money.
on. Come on.
So look, tell everybody a little bit about yourself before we get to some questions today.
Well, girl, I don't know where to start, but we're going to start somewhere. But hello, everybody. My name is Lauren Mosby. I am a resident of Columbus, Mississippi. I am a Southern Mississippi girl at heart. I see my husband is here. Hey, honey. Anyway, wife, mother, entrepreneur. I am a virtual assistant, notary public. I own my own online boutique. I own Leaving a Legacy LLC, which is a financial services company where we do tax preparation, bookkeeping, credit repair. I also have an insurance license, and we are doing business funding. So, to make a long story short, I am someone who believes wholeheartedly in giving myself that freedom, whether it be time wise, whether it be financial. I just believe in setting that type of lifestyle. So that is a little bit about me. And I would like to take this time to thank Chantal for inviting me and allowing me the
Oh,
opportunity to be on this podcast. So that's just a little bit about me.
oh, it's my pleasure. Like Chick-fil-A say, y'all know Chick-fil-A, they be hitting y'all with the
Okay,
my
my
pleasure.
pleasure.
Look, it make you think they so sweet. They be like, oh, I
So
like to
sweet.
say,
And they
did they
really
say
they
my
really
pleasure?
are though. They
After
really
y'all done
are
sold me
though.
that hot chicken, but I ain't gonna complain
Come
now.
on. We
Cause
ain't
it
gonna
be good
complain.
when
We
it's
like it hot
fresh.
and ready.
It be good when it's fresh now. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. So look, Miss Lauren, let's get into some questions. I promise not to bore you, but we got a lot to dive into because baby, you
Yeah,
do a
we got.
lot. I'm gonna call you what I call myself. You are a Jill of all skills, boo. Jill of all
Yes,
skills.
ma'am.
Shout out to Portia P for that, cause I got that from her. The
Hmm.
Jill of all skills. She got a song called Jill of all skills. And I literally it just sticks with me. So that is definitely what I feel you are, Jill of all skills. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Hey y'all, don't be scared to chime in, ask some questions, and engage with us. We ain't gonna bite, I promise.
I
So
promise.
we know a little bit about you, but what inspired you to become an entrepreneur? What was the first thing you just like, you know what, this is what I'm gonna do?
When I realized that the 9 to 5 job or the 9 to 5 lifestyle, it holds you captive. Like you're limited. You have a set schedule. You got to clock in at this time, clock out, 30-minute lunch, and maybe 2 15-minute breaks. And Chantal was and I were kind of talking before we even got on here how, the world, when you're working a job, they don't care nothing about you as a person. They don't care about you and your kids. And see, that's priority for me. So I wanted to give myself the opportunity to be present where I see most. So that means being present as a mom, being present as a wife. And so that encouraged me to kind of create my own lane and just running it. So that's how I got started.
Okay. Hey, Kim. Thank you for coming in. That's my
Hey,
auntie, y'all.
Kim.
I told her to make sure she was on here tonight because we talking about financial literacy, boo.
Oh,
Get in
yes,
here.
ma'am.
Get in here. Get in here. Get in here. Get in here. Okay. So, the next question. What does leaving a legacy mean to you, and how did that vision lead to the creation of Leaving a Legacy LLC?
So I have a beautiful baby boy who will be 8 in July. And I wanted to make sure that he had every opportunity possible to obtain that generational wealth that I've started. If I were to leave this world today, Lord, my house ain't in order, but you get what I'm saying. If I were to leave today, I wanted him to be set up to where he would not have to worry about anything. And then aside from that, financial literacy is not in the academic curriculum. When you look at the curriculum from pre-K all the way up to 12th grade, they don't teach financial literacy. So a lot of times we're learning as we go through things. Bout lessons, they say bout lessons are the best lessons. But if financial literacy was actually taught in the curriculum, a lot of adults wouldn't be in so much debt. They wouldn't apply and get these credit cards that they know they can't financially sustain. So keeping all of that in mind allowed me the opportunity to not only start my company, but give it that name of leaving a legacy, because I want all of our clients to have that kind of mindset when I'm doing their taxes, when I'm repairing their credit, when I'm helping them obtain that business funding that will lead them to leave a legacy that will be around for generations.
That was good. That was good.
Wasn't
I
it
like
good,
that.
girl?
Make sure y'all taking notes now, cause I got my
Oh,
pen and
yeah.
paper over here. Okay, getting these notes. So it's crazy that you said all the different hats you wear already. Cause here we had question number 3.
Yeah.
And baby, I was ready to quit. And I said, Lord, this girl do a lot of stuff. It almost made me think about me because I do so much myself. But actually
Yeah.
seeing somebody else wear so many hats to it, I don't feel
Yeah.
so bad anymore. Sometimes
That's
I feel
true.
like I'm doing too much. Sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough.
Enough.
So
Yep.
yeah, so you wear many hats: a business coach, a bookkeeper, insurance agent, tax professional, notary, travel agent, virtual assistant. How do you successfully balance so many hats while being a wife and a mother?
That is a question that a lot of people ask so many times. And it's prioritizing. Now, and my husband can tell y'all in the comments, he is like, Lauren, you have to cut that computer off. You have to lay that phone down and just relax. And if you've ever walked in, a business owner's shoes, it's hard to kind of to kind of shut that off and just be in just relaxation mode. But to answer
Hmm.
your question, I mean, I use my count every device. I kid you not. I have two phones. I have two computers. I got an iPad. I got stuff everywhere. And so my calendar, my notepad, that is how I stay organized. But the second part to that question is when you allow God to be your CEO, it does not matter how hectic it may be, how overwhelming it may be, but when you allow him to sit in the CEO seat, regardless of how overwhelmed you may be, you will never go wrong as long as you're following the path that he has created for you. So I always
Hmm.
tell people, even the people that I coach, we know some people, they have different religious beliefs, and I respect that. But for me, I know 100% that I sow the seeds that I sow, and that's why my businesses are flourishing the way that they are. So I'm not the type of person that just I give. I don't just take, I give any opportunity that I get. So it's very important to prioritize. It's very important to be organized, but also allow God to lead you in the path that he has already created for you.
Girl, you preaching up in here.
Come on.
Somebody get a
What's the
handkerchief.
name of
Go and
my
wipe her
church?
forehead right quick. It's getting deep.
It's getting a little deep. I might need an usher, somebody
It is getting a
behind
little
me.
deep in here. We finna take you out of church. Hey, Miss Chamira. Hey,
Okay.
Mama Kay. So, what are some of the most common mistakes you see new entrepreneurs make when starting or growing their business? Because I'm gonna be honest. I know in the beginning when I started, and this is probably like my seventh or eighth business that I've ever had. But when I first started out, I think I was just doing any and everything. I wasn't really sitting down like structuring it right or none of that. And then
Mhm.
I started it by myself. I didn't really have no help. So, um, what are some mistakes you think new entrepreneurs make when they're starting or growing their business?
Well, number one would be a lot of people don't understand in order to make money, you have to spend money. And what I mean by that, it could be you hiring a business coach that was once sitting in your shoes, just starting a business, and they've already went through it. So you're able to learn from their mistakes, or you're able to learn based off of their experience. So if it is something that you're set out to do, you need to make sure that you have the right person in your corner to kind of walk you through that process. That would be number one. And number two would be to give in to adversity. Being a business owner, it is not for the weak. It does not matter what type
Mm,
of business that you run, it is not for the weak. So the minute you have a bad day, the minute you have a bad season, that doesn't mean that that is the end. You just have to get up every day and you have to have that mindset, okay, I'm going to have a better day today than I had yesterday. The mistakes that I
mhm.
made yesterday, I'm going to learn from them and I won't repeat them today. So, number one would be simply having that mindset, okay, I can't do this alone. Let me find a mentor. But number two would definitely be you have to be encouraged. You have to encourage yourself. You have to do whatever you need to do to make sure that you're going to get up every single day and you're going to give it a new try every single day. And like my husband just said, a lot of people fail mentally because their business crashes because of fear of failure. And that's true. And he's saying that based off of my experience. He knows better than anybody. Like if I'm having a bad day, or in some businesses, it can be seasonal. So, like, let's talk about taxes. We know that taxes is the topic of all topics from January to April. After April
Mhm.
the 15th, or maybe May the 1st, you might not really hear too many people talking about taxes. So you have to
Mhm.
learn how to pivot. You pivot when those seasons end. As a virtual assistant, my clients may run into some financial hardship. They may not be able to afford to pay me X amount every week. So I have to pivot. In the seasons where taxes ain't really the topic, I'm booking travel. It's summertime. People are booking travel. So I'm pivoting
Mhm.
into being a travel agent to replace the income because the peak season of taxes is over. So knowing how to pivot, but not allowing it to mentally destroy you is how you're going to keep building. And eventually you will meet those goals that you reach.
Baby, y'all are preaching up in here. You sure you and
Come
your husband
on.
ain't a pastor and first lady yet?
No, baby. Now he's a PK. He's a preacher's kid.
That's what it
But
is. It's
that's what
real
it is. Yeah.
oily, real anointed.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, okay, y'all preaching up in here. So we all know we have challenges as business owners. So what
Hmm.
has been one of the biggest challenges you faced in business, and how did you overcome it?
Kind of similar to adversity. Like I am the type of person, I am my biggest critic. I expect to wake up every day and be busy from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed. So if you've been in the CEO of the entrepreneur hat, when you get a day and it's very slow, you haven't had any new leads, nobody has reached out to you, in your mind, you're like, what am I not doing? Why did I not make any money today? And so I think it's very important when you do have those days to sit in it. Think of it as, okay, God is kind of giving me a break. He's allowing me to kind of sit back and not really be so in tune with emails or in tune with, have I posted content today? So when you do get that date, when you do get those couple of hours and you're not jam packed busy, be appreciative of that, because tomorrow you may have 50 DMs that you need to respond to. You may have 10 to 15 appointments that have just been made within the next 7 days or so. So it's just, understanding that the slow days are not forever, they're temporary. But when you do have them, enjoy it, because, sometimes life be life. And even when life be life, you still got to pay them bills. So you got to make
Hmm.
sure that even when you're having those slow days, you're still planning for the future. For the future may be posting content. Sit down, post content for the next week, for the next month. Do stuff so that way, if life does start life and you don't have to sit back and wonder, did I post content today? Am I putting myself
Hmm.
out there to those people who may need my products or services? So it's just basically, appreciating those times of leisure, but also make sure that you're utilizing your time and you're being productive.
See, you just helped me because I'm finna tell you, I get to points where I'm having bad days and I don't want to do
Hmm.
nothing. I don't want to post
Nothing.
no content. Don't inbox me. Don't talk. I will put my phone on do
Hmm.
not disturb
Do
until I
not
catch a
disturb.
breather. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, you can do this, calm down. And then sometimes
Yep.
when it's a slow day, which I get them often, I just sit down and plan like, what's my next move? What can I do next? What
Bingo.
am I gonna do
Hmm.
tomorrow? I plan because I have a problem with I don't really have balance, if that makes sense. I
Hmm.
kind of go with the
Yeah.
flow. So for example, like this magazine, like I love it with my whole heart. Like I give 150% to the magazine. So I literally be up at night sometimes. Sometimes I do 24-hour days. I don't go to sleep. I've been and forgot I ain't ate. I've
Well,
been
girl,
fed the
I
kids
I
and did for
sleep
them
now.
and forget
Now I
about
might be
myself.
late eating. I may be late eating, but I'm gonna sleep.
Look, I try to get sleep in my mind. It's almost like my mind just be going and going. I'm like,
Going,
God, I gotta
going.
get this out. So I get up and start doing it so I just can get it off
Same
my
thing.
mind. But I really need to learn some type of balance because I don't know. I just need to learn how to give myself time for myself because I'm
Time.
so
Yeah.
wrapped up in what I'm doing. Like, where am I at in all of this? You get what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
yeah, I need to work on
Yeah, I think we
it.
all do. And one thing that I'm trying not to do, I'm trying to leave like my laptop. I want to get to a point where I can leave my laptop in my office. I can leave my work phone in my office because once I get into bed, I'm lazy. I don't really want to move unless I have to. So if
Yeah.
my phone or if my laptop or if my iPad is not in my bedroom with me, I'm not getting up out no bed to go all the way on the other end of the house to get this stuff. And
Right.
sometimes you have to do that to teach yourself discipline. Because if
Mm.
that phone, if that iPad, if that laptop is all the way on the other end of the house, you done had your bath, you done took your melatonin, you may have had you a glass of wine, you in there. You're not getting up out that bed. Sometimes
Mm-mm.
we have to figure, we have to kind of give ourselves discipline in the best way possible. So,
Hmm. I agree with that. And I agree with what your husband said. He said,
yeah,
take that time, read a scripture or two,
scripture too.
pray. Did he say meditate and embrace time for a mental reset? That is so
That's
true.
it. Hmm.
And that's
Yep.
another thing because I do. I'm not gonna say I read my Bible every day because I'll be lying. But I
Yeah, me
do
too.
get up every day and I do read a scripture, because
A
I feel like if you
scripture.
start your day with God, what can go wrong?
You are right.
So
Yeah.
I have to start
Yeah.
my day with God, whether it's listening to a gospel song, whether I get
Yep.
up and I
Or
just start saying,
something.
thank you, Lord, for this day. Thank you for this.
Hmm.
Thank you for that. Anything. So yes, I'm gonna work on that because I really need to figure that out. I'm like, Lord, what is going
Oh
on?
yeah.
Like, why I don't got no balance here? But the reason I don't have no balance is because I've never really sat down and said, look,
Yep.
this I'm gonna do this, and this. But I have a problem with following the list. That's my problem because if
Yeah.
it's something I really don't want to do, I skip over it and go to the next
Skip and go to
task and
something
then come
else. Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
So I kind of like to just keep it in my mind, like, hey, you got to do this. Don't write it down, just do it. So if I
Just
don't do
do
it
it.
right then,
Yep.
I kind of procrastinate. And that's why I tell people, even with the magazine, when I write an article on you, you might be like, dang, you did that fast. Well, that's because I don't want to procrastinate. If I literally see you send it
Exactly.
to me, and then you wonder, like, dang, she ain't run me back yet. It's been 3, 4 days before you got your
4 days.
article back. You be like, what? No. So I try to do everything like right then because I don't want to
Yeah.
procrastinate or be behind or look unprofessional or anything because I take this
Unprofessional. Yep.
serious. So it's like, all
Exactly.
right, work it out. Hey, mysterious. So now we're finna talk about some financial literacy, y'all.
Oh
Look, I
yeah.
still
Come
got
on, girl.
my handy
Come
dandy
on.
pen, baby. So financial literacy is a major part of what you do. Why is this so important for families and business owners to understand their finances? Pay attention, y'all.
Definitely. And what I'm about to say is something that I'm still mastering myself, but it's something that I'm trying to practice. Us as humans, and I know if you like me, I can shop till I drop. I love splurging on me. That's me.
Hmm.
But one thing we have to be responsible. We have to be. Financial responsibility is major. The world that we live in, the individual that sits at the hierarchy of this country, and I know y'all know what I'm talking about, it is so unpredictable. You can go to work today and not have a job tomorrow. So I always tell people, when you're bringing in money, save. Now, this is a
Mm,
concept that I am learning. I don't want to be hypocritical at all, but I have definitely started saving. My profit that I make on a weekly basis, I'm putting back X amount in my savings account, because you never know. Your vehicle may need repair, or something around the house may mess up. We have to make sure that if tragedy strikes, we have money to fall back on. Now, that's on the
mhm,
personal side. Now, on the business side, is protecting our assets. What does that look like? If you have a business bank account, you need to make sure that your expenses do not exceed your profit. Because
mm,
what's going to happen, when if you use like a bookkeeping software like QuickBooks, they're going to do a profit and loss statement. You can very well make $10,000, let's just say, in a month. But if you spent $9,000 in expenses, your profit is only $1,000. So you had $10,000 that came in, but you had $9,000 worth of expenses that went out, which meant you only profited $1,000. So I always tell people, with your businesses and your expenses, minimize it as much as possible. What does minimize look
mhm,
like? I'm gonna give you a real life scenario. I'm working with someone who is redoing Leaving a Legacy's website, and I currently use Zoom for my video conferencing. And he reminded me of something that I really have not thought about. I use Google Workspace for all of my businesses. So my emails, all of that goes through Gmail. We have
mhm,
Google Meet that is provided to us, that is included in that Google Workspace subscription. And
mhm,
I'm not using it, but I'm spending, let's just say, $20 on Zoom every month. So why not save $20 every month and use Google Meet, which is included in my Google Workspace subscription? And I'm spending $20 a month
mhm,
when I have something over here that's working just as well as Zoom. So that is
mhm,
an example of minimizing your expenses, making sure that you're only pouring out money that's necessary. Now, some things you can't get out of, like if you know you need a you need your email. And another thing that I'll throw out, that's with like your domain. A lot of people ask me, how do I get business funding? If you try to submit a grant application or a loan application and your email is leavingalegacy@gmail.com, they will not take you serious if you don't
mm,
have a professional domain. So my domain is leavingalegacyllc.net. My email address is info@leavingalegacyllc.net. That is showing them this person is professional. They take their business seriously. So if you're
mhm,
submitting financing applications and you're using a Gmail or a Yahoo or an Outlook, they are going to look at you crazy. They're gonna decline your application and they're gonna move on to somebody else. So I know I kind of crossed over into another question that you may have had, but when it comes down to it, it's mainly just about protecting your assets. If you start a business, I'll give you this example with my online boutique. I have two different accounts. I have a Shopify account and then I have my bank account. My Shopify account, I use that account specifically for my drop ship costs. I use that. But my bank account is where I store my assets that I do not
mhm,
touch. Why don't I touch them? Because in the event that I want to apply for a loan for my boutique, they see that this money has been sitting here and it has not been touched. That is how you build and you develop assets. So when it
mm,
comes down to your estate planning, that may be a will, that may be a trust, and it may ask you about your assets. Your assets would be that boutique bank account that has X amount in it that has not been touched. That is an asset. So you want to always get to a point to where you have an account for your expenses, you have an account for your assets, and you're not crossing the two. Now I know that was probably all over the place, but
Mm-mm.
financial literacy is something that just gets all kind of crossed up all different ways. So when you start talking about it from one angle, it's easy to kind of end at a different angle. But I hope that that answered your question.
It definitely it blessed me, y'all. It is getting oily in here. I'm
You
sorry,
ain't
I just
lying,
feel like
girl.
she preaching because it's a.
I
I
may
did not
need an
know that
usher
about the
behind me.
email.
Girl, yes.
I did not
Don't
know
you
that. So
go
that
and apply for
explains
them
why
people
so
money.
many people. Yeah, that explains why
Get
so many
declined.
emails be
Mhm.
like info X. I'm like, what is going
Yeah,
on? So I
that's
need to
why.
look into that because I have a
Hmm.
Gmail, but I need to look into that. And then when you was talking
Yeah.
about the assets, about the business account, about letting the money sit there for when you do apply for things, I never thought of that. That's free
Hmm.
game. That's right, Miss
Yeah.
Dissy.
Yeah.
That's free game. I'm telling you, y'all need to tag y'all friends and get them in here with learning.
Yeah. Get them in
Okay?
here.
It's learning. So, excuse me. Can you share a success story from a client you've helped and what made that experience so rewarding for you?
Hmm, that's a good one. Oh, I know which one it is though. So I've been a virtual assistant for going on 6 years. I love
Mhm.
it to death. I love it. And so once I mastered it, I went through a season, a slow season, and I went through seasons where I've had 6, 7 clients all at once. And someone reached out to me and they was like, "Hey, I see what you're doing. I see value in it. How do I do it?" So the success, that person was able to walk away from their 9 to 5 job and not look back. And they are still today a virtual assistant who has doubled her income compared to the income she was making with her 9 to 5 lifestyle.
Look at God. I might need to come
She
on over
was
there and be a
literally
virtual
able to
assistant.
walk away because I always tell people don't walk away prematurely. I made that mistake. I was working a
Hmm.
9 to 5 job. I have an insurance license, so I've done Medicare. I've done all type of different insurance. And so it was a work from home position. I enjoyed it, but there was another opportunity that I saw a lot of value in. And we have to be careful when we allow people to draw us into a new venture because a lot of times we think that our story is going to be identical to their story. Just
Mm-mm.
because this is their lane, they prosper, that does not necessarily mean that that is God's story for you. And that's why I
Hmm.
always tell people you have to make sure that you're being obedient and you're following his lead, because listening to your flesh and listening to this person that wants you to join their team so they can make more money, you may not see the same results that they see. So I
Hmm.
always tell people before you walk completely away from your 9 to 5 lifestyle that gives you the security that you need to live and sustain, make sure that you have all of your ducks in a row. You've dotted your I's, you've crossed your T's, and you know for a fact that if you were to walk away from your 9 to 5 job today, that you will be okay with the income that you're making with this new business venture.
That's good. That's good because sometimes so many people they be thinking
My
about that little
mama in
side
here
hustle they
watching
got.
me. Come on, somebody.
But seriously, like like some people have a 9 to 5 and then they'll have their side, their business or their
Yep,
side hustle or whatever. And maybe the job just too much for them and they go ahead and quit knowing good and well that
I done
side
did
hustle
it.
ain't nowhere near the money they
I done
make
did.
at
My
work.
mama fussed at me when I walked in. My mama fussed at me. My husband was trying to be supportive, but he was not happy with me. So that's why I always tell people a lot of times we can get so caught up in results. And it just goes back to what I said. Their story, your story, and their story will never be the same. So just because they were able to walk away and they've made 30K plus, that doesn't
Hmm.
necessarily mean that that's going to be the same results that you see. So that's what I tell everybody, especially those who I coach and mentor. Make sure that you have a plan and your plan is solid before you walk completely away.
That's true. That's so true. Y'all, I hope y'all taking notes. Cause I am. I don't look. I don't wrote all over my questions. I'm trying to squint down to see. I'm over here writing this. Okay. So I think I asked you this, but I'm gonna ask you again since we got a few
What's
people
up?
coming in. As a wife, mother, and entrepreneur, how do you manage your personal life while building multiple businesses? I know I asked you this a little bit in the beginning, but it's new people on here, and I want them to understand because you do, y'all. This lady wears so many hats, it's crazy. It's crazy. So I need her to tell y'all again because some of us might can use this to help us. You get what I'm saying? So
Um, Structure would be the first word that comes to my mind. So when I
okay.
started as a virtual assistant, I thought I was Superwoman. I did not have business hours. I was 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Eventually, my dear sweet husband said, "Baby, listen. Your husband need time, your son need time. You need to have a cutoff point." And I'll be transparent. This is a conversation that him and I still have to this day because he's a truck driver, but we're on the phone pretty much almost all day. So he's seeing what I'm doing. He's like, "Sweetheart, you ain't tired yet. You ain't gonna put that computer down yet." But it's definitely structure, and you have to be disciplined. You have to be, because if you're saying that you're gonna work from 9 in the morning to 6, when 6 o'clock hit, it's time to turn that computer off, put their work phone on do not disturb. That's why I have a personal phone and a business phone, because if I'm outside of my working hours and I leave my house, 9 times out of 10, that work phone is gonna stay at home and the personal
Hmm.
phone is going to go with me. So, structure, being able to separate it. And that separation may be just what I just said, having a personal phone and having a work phone. I
Hmm.
don't have anything business or work related on my personal phone. Why? Because if I did, I would be triggered or I would be tempted to go check an email, even though it's outside of my working hours. So I don't have
Hmm.
anything work related on my personal phone. All of that is on my business phone or my work phone. So structure and just being able to separate the two would be how you're juggling being a CEO, wife, mom, whatever, the other roles may be. So yeah.
See, that was good. Cause I'm finna tell you now. I got a business phone, right? And this is crazy. I don't even know why I got it because I don't really use it.
Why?
My 6-year-old have it more than me, right? But I'm gonna give you an instance where I realized today, like I'm just gonna have to get him his own and get
Yeah.
mine's back because I'm so used to people calling my personal phone versus calling the business phone. But today, I almost missed the opportunity because I heard the business phone ringing, but I'm thinking it's like a
Ringing.
spam number or something, right? So something was like, get up and check that phone. And when I checked the phone, I'm like, okay, I don't recognize the number. And I'm starting to read through the messages and I'm like, oh, Lord, I almost
Oh.
missed this. So I hurried up and called him back.
Yep.
I'm like, hey, sorry I missed your call, talking to him. And I said, well, God, I'm glad I called back because I would have missed that
I'm telling
opportunity. So
you. Mm-hmm.
I definitely need to work on that. But my problem is, I guess, because I work from home, like my house is not really big. And so I don't really have like an office space or nothing. So all my work is really in my room with me.
In your room. Yeah.
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 So I'm like, I have a walk-in closet in my sunroom that he doesn't really use. And I'm like, maybe I should turn that into my office and just leave everything in there when I'm done
You got to
because,
separate it. Yeah. You
yeah,
got
I
to.
have a bad
Because
habit.
it's
I'll be
just like what
watching
I
First
said.
48 and working.
Girl, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I have to leave. I'm trying to position my mind to a point to where the phone, the laptop, the computer, everything gets left in my office. Because 9 times out of 10, I'm in here working. But of course,
Hmm.
if it's something that's just sporadic, maybe I'll just run in here and get my MacBook. But I'm trying to just get to a point to where I allow my bedroom to be my leisure space. Because when you
Hmm.
bring in the phone, the laptop, the notebook, the work pad, the workbook bag, before you know it, your office gonna be in your bedroom. So you
Right.
literally, and a lot of people don't really get that's serious. Like you have to designate your area, and that's another thing with structure. Like your living room, your bedroom, that should be your area of leisure. Like you should not have anything work related in your leisure area. So that's another way to kind of separate it. But I know it can be hard, but you just have to
So
be
hard.
disciplined. You have to be disciplined. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to learn that because look, I need to learn some structure and discipline.
Yeah.
Basically, like your husband said, time management because
Time
that's my
management.
problem.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I could, for example, like, hey Quay. So Quay's on here every Thursday. They do their podcast with Southern Soul Soundcheck, right? I be in the bed
Okay.
typing on the phone, writing something in the
Right.
computer, looking at the TV, back to the phone. I'm like, man, I got to stop this. Like, what
I
can
got
I
to
do?
stop
So
this.
I'm like, and look, see, me and my auntie, we do the same thing. Like me and my auntie, like me and her always on the phone. If I'm on the phone with her, she working. She on the phone with me, I'm working. We always
Working.
doing
Yeah.
something. And so I was like, I just got to figure this out because ain't no worse a feeling than want to lay down in your bed and then you roll over and it's a
Yeah.
piece of paper right there, the laptop right there, all the cords and stuff. I'm like, oh my
And you
God.
just you tempted, like I gotta get this stuff done.
Yeah, so it's like, where do I find my personal space in here to just
Yeah.
and everywhere I
Ooh,
look at
yeah.
some type of work or something, you know, so I got to work
Yep.
on it. So, what advice would you give someone who wants to build generational wealth and leave a lasting legacy for their families?
Find their passion.
Mm,
Find your passion, because if you're just doing something because you see somebody else doing it and they making a lot of money and they have a number of followers on social media, you're doing it for the wrong reason. When it
mm,
comes down to me opening leaving a legacy, the financial industry, there are certain topics in the financial services industry that we as a people don't like talking about, like life insurance. People think that life insurance is just for when you die. That's not the case. If you have a whole life insurance policy that builds cash value, let's say you get laid off, let's say you get fired, you quit. If you have built cash value in that policy over time, you can pull some of that out and use that as income replacement. And a lot of people think the insurance check
mm,
just goes to the funeral home. No, I'm sorry to tell you, that's not necessarily how it works. So it's just about educating. And to me, don't get me wrong, I'm not in business just to give stuff away for free. However, I do understand that there are not a lot of financial literacy advocates. And that's what I would kind of consider myself to be, a financial literacy advocate, because again, it is something that's not taught in the curriculum. Like a lot of
mm.
people, the minute they're able to, that's just like a lot of people say that they've maxed out a credit card in they 3-year-old baby's name. Do you not understand? I've literally heard these stories. Like they was like, I wanted that credit card so bad, so I just took my baby's social security number and I just applied and I maxed it out. Do you not realize that when that baby get 18, 19 years old and they want to utilize their own credit, that they won't be able to do it because you done messed it up?
Right.
Nobody
What?
talks about that. Nobody talks about that. When people think of life insurance, all they think about is dying, picking out a casket, figuring out what the colors is, who gonna sing, who gonna be the pallbearer. It is way more than that. And so it was a passion of mine, because I'll tell you a quick story. There was an individual who she reached out to me. She said, Lauren, I don't have any life insurance. I said, okay. She booked an appointment. I went to her. I literally went to her house. I sat down in her living room and I wrote her a policy that was feasible with her budget. That policy was not in place for 2 weeks, and she died 2 weeks after we wrote that policy. The policy was not in force long enough to be effective. So, you know what had to happen? They had to do GoFundMe. They had to do a fish fry. They had to raise money to bury her. And that was a serious wake up call for me, because,
Mhm.
oh, especially in the area that I live in, but I know that it's just all over. A lot of people think that they have 80, 90 years to live. And it's a gospel song that I hear a lot that says the leaning tree is not always the first to fall. We think that somebody that's 80 years old, we think that they're going to live that long. You know, people are dying in car crashes. They're at the wrong place at the wrong time, gun
Mhm.
violence, overdosing on drugs. There's just a long list of things that could cause you to leave here prematurely. But regardless of how you depart, are you prepared? Are you putting your family in a position, because they're already grieving your loss? But they're
Mhm.
also going to be grieving the lack of financial security, because you didn't do what you were supposed to do when you were in good health, when you were fully competent, you knew exactly what was going on. You just didn't take that step to go and get a policy, so that way when that time comes, they're able to bury you. If something is left over, it can be dispersed and they're at peace. They'll never be at peace with you being gone, but they will be at peace knowing that you had your matter squared away before you left.
And I think it's so important to have your matters squared away because I
Yep.
went through a situation where I had never had to plan like a funeral or nothing before, but when my grandmother passed, it kind of all fell on me.
Fell on you.
And even
Yep.
though she had like three different policies, like they all, they did what they were supposed to do, but my biggest problem with her was she didn't protect her assets. Like the
Assets.
house that she was buying, she didn't leave it to nobody. It just came community property like instantly. Like nothing was in place. And it just was really stressful for me because it put me in a bad spot where I had to move out the home, had to try to figure out what I was going to do. And we ain't going to even get into the insurance policies, what happened with that, because
Policy.
I'll be here all night talking about that. But I was
Trust me.
literally left with nothing. Nothing.
Yep.
And so it was like, dang, what do I do? Because it was
What do you
almost
do?
like, did she ever prepare us for this moment? Like what we do
Nope.
afterwards? No. So I was really just like lost. So I think it's really important for people to know
Yeah.
how serious it is and to make sure all their ducks is in a row
Definitely.
before their time comes. Because truth be told, we don't know when our time coming.
We don't
We wake
know
up
at
every day
all.
on borrowed time.
Yep.
We
And
never
see,
know.
I'm the type of person, I'm a product of a product. So if you see that binder right there that has like the little gold writing in the little circle,
Mm-hmm.
that is my will and trust. I am only 26. I'll be 27 in October. My will and trust is right there. So that
Mm-hmm.
means my assets, my bank accounts, my vehicle, anything and everything that I own, everything is designated in that folder. So if you are on here or if you're watching this whenever you're watching it, if you don't have a will or a trust in place and you know that you have property, you know that you have businesses, you know that you have assets, especially if you have children and grandchildren, don't allow or don't give room for there to be conflict and confusion because you chose not to appoint
Mm-hmm.
those things to certain people because it's already going to be a change because you're not physically here, but there's also going
Mm-hmm.
to be a change because the kids grandkids they're going to be bickering, fighting. Well, I took care of mama the last 6 months of her life, I deserve this, or I did that, I should get the money in the bank account. Go ahead and get that squared away, figure out who gonna do what, who's gonna be responsible for what, so that way they can just live in as much peace as possible because you already had that stuff taken care of beforehand.
Mm-hmm. That is so true. Hey, TB, that is so true. I love that you said that. I'm telling you, I was going crazy. I said, Lord, this woman done left me with all this going on. What am I going to do?
What are
And
you
like,
gonna do about this?
yeah, and let me say, for you to be so young, you got a lot of wisdom, girl. You could
Well, I
have fooled
appreciate it,
me
honey.
today. I gave you about 30. I gave you about 30. And your husband said that's another problem.
Hmm.
Financial literacy starts in home. You have to have these conversations with kids,
With
especially when it comes
kids,
to will and trust. That is so true.
definitely. Yep,
That is so true.
definitely.
Because you have to leave them prepared. Like, there's nothing worse when you
Oh
leave it
yeah,
here and your kids don't even know what to do.
don't know
Lord
what to do.
forbid. I pray that when my time come, I got everything set up for my kids. I'm
Everything
already
squared away.
teaching them things. Like, as far
Yep,
as my businesses, like each of them have a business that each know how to run it. I be trying to tell my oldest son, he always complaining, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do what you're gonna do it
yep.
today. Because guess what?
Because
When I
my
leave
son
here,
sits in my office
then
with
you're gonna
me.
need something. So
He
I
sits
always
in
try
my
to
office and he was
teach
like,
them
"Mama,
something.
you booking somebody hotel? Yeah, I'm booking them a hotel because they finna go out of town. Or Mama,
Mm-hmm.
um, are you doing somebody taxes? Like he literally, if he was here, he would literally be sitting right next to me, and he would have been just soaking up everything. But yeah, it's like you say, it's very important, and it starts when they're young. Like a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people don't know. My son is 8 years old. He has had a life insurance since he was 3 weeks old. I only pay $80, not 80, $8 a month for his policy. So if you
Mm-hmm.
have a child that's just born, if you have a grandchild, niece, nephew, cousin, whomever, it is best and it is more less expensive when you get a policy on them the younger they are. Because $8,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what is $8 for an 8 year old child with and it has a face amount of $30,000?
Mm-hmm. That's not bad.
I mean, it's simple. No, it's not bad at all. And it's whole life at that. So that makes it even more better. So
Yeah, and that's not a bad price. I mean, $8. We
mm-mm,
spend $8 on biggie bags and stuff we know we
easy.
don't need. So I
Look,
think
need to
that's
be eating at
amazing.
home and we going to Wendy's. I can't talk.
Right. Cause it take my 6-year-old, Mom, can I have a kid's meal? I be like, boy, we got food at home.
We
But
got food at
mom,
home.
Hey,
That man
baby,
said $8 to
you
get
can
a
get a
sandwich. You
sandwich.
ain't lying. You ain't lying, baby.
You ain't
You ain't
lying.
lying.
You
At
ain't
all.
lying. Shout out to everybody
At
that's on here.
all.
We've been holding the viewers down a little bit. All right, viewers,
Yeah.
go on, pat yourself on the back. So before we get to this last question, tell us about the business funding masterclass that you have coming up.
Listen, if you own a business, and I'll kind of pause for a second because it's two different ways that you can look at this. The funding fundamentals masterclass, this is a private exclusive training where I will basically teach you from beginning to end what you need to do, like Chantal said about the email address. Somebody probably has tried to get a grant, tried to get a loan, and they put a whatever at gmail.com. A lot of people don't know that. So this masterclass is for the business owner who needs business funding or they need to know how to build business capital, or for an individual like maybe a tax preparer who has small business owners, or maybe they do corporate taxes and these people
Mhm.
don't know how to build or to put themselves in position to get business funding. So if you want to offer this service to a client, or if you just want to show up and learn how to position your business for business funding, this is a masterclass that you do not want to miss. This is a 2 hour virtual Zoom call, only 10 spots available. Each spot is $150. That is a complete steal because I've seen some
Mhm.
people out there do the exact same thing and they charge $500-$600 for 2 hours. I'm the type of
Mhm.
person, I don't believe in overcharging. I'm not a gatekeeper because I feel like being a gatekeeper knocks out all of the blessings that God has for you. I don't mind sharing my expertise and my information. So I always make sure that I'm giving more than I'm receiving. So if this is something that you value, if this is a task or a concept that you want to master, I would love to have you as one of my 10 guests. This is on July the 17th. So this is actually a week, a month, not a week, exactly a month from today. So
Mhm.
if you are interested in attending, go ahead and visit my website, www.vaservicesbylh.com. If you go to events, it'll be the only event that you see there, and you can register from there.
Your husband said I need funding for the nonprofit, The Village.
And girl, I don't even know why he put it in there because he know I got that taken care of.
So let me, before we get to the last question, let everyone know where they can follow you on social media, any other websites you may have, and things like that. Yeah.
Okay. So mostly you can find me specifically on Instagram and TikTok, Lauren N. Mosby, all lower cases, no spaces. On Facebook, just Lauren Nicole, because that's my middle name. As far as the website, www.vaservicesbylh.com. Leaving a Legacy's website is leavingalegacyllc.net. And then for my ladies, and I'm also coming out with the kids and a men clothing line within the same boutique. But for my ladies, if you are a fashionista like me, you can definitely go to the Lauren Nicole Collection.com. That is the website to my online boutique.
Okay, your husband ain't playing, baby. He in the comments. He dropping the
Baby, when I
website.
tell
That's what I'm
you,
talking
that's
about.
what 10 toes down look like.
Okay, that's teamwork, boo. He believe in what you're doing. I love that for you.
Oh,
I
oh
love
yeah.
that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, before we get to the last segment, y'all, here's the last question, first off.
Oh
If
Lord.
you could leave our audience with one message about success, entrepreneurship, and legacy building, what would it be?
That's a good one, girl. Hold on. Let me
I
think.
had to get you at least twice with some good ones. Had to.
Cause I'm like, hold on. Don't forget where you come from.
Hmm.
That would definitely be. And I believe in being modest, but
Hmm.
we have to be emotionally intelligent. Now, I'm the type of person, I consider myself to be very humble, but I'm not in business to allow people who don't understand me or what it is that I'm doing to dim my light. Don't confuse dimming your light with forgetting where you come from. Because
Mm.
to be honest, I haven't always been a CEO. It took different things to happen. It took different things for me to go through to get to where I am. All of these I mean, I have all type of certificates and everything all the way around my office, and I do that because I want to kind of remind myself where I started. I started as
Mm-hmm.
someone who wanted to be an eye doctor, and that plan altered because I found out my senior year, the second semester of high school, that I was pregnant with my son. And it was very much important, more important for me to be a present mom than to go away to college and allow other family members to raise him. But I knew that even though I made the choice to stay home, I still had that mindset of I want more for myself. So, of course, to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that my child was taken care of, yeah, I worked from home. I had jobs where I was making $11, $12 an hour, but I knew that that's not what I wanted for me. That wasn't something that I was going to settle for. So, when the opportunity presented itself, when different doors started to open, I took advantage of it. So I said all of that to say never forget where you come from, because the minute that you forget, God doesn't have a problem knocking you back down to help you realize you wouldn't be where you are if it wasn't for me. And not me,
Mm.
but him.
Hello. Because God will
So
humble you quick.
quick, do you
He
hear
will
me?
humble you so quick you won't even
Do you
see
hear
it
me?
coming. Baby, y'all, you and your
Uh-uh.
husband preached up in here. I'm gonna have to bring y'all back for a sermon, baby. Cause listen, yeah, he ain't playing in these comments about you.
Baby,
Do you hear me?
no, no,
I
he don't play
love
about his
that.
wife. And I love that. I love him. But yeah.
A supportive spouse is everything, okay? It's just
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
it's so
Yeah.
beautiful.
He
Can't wait till
he
I meet
he's
my Prince
listening to the
Charming, y'all.
tears. Oh, he coming, he coming.
He coming. He coming. I want her to be just as supportive, okay? You ain't gotta be just like
He
him,
is
but be
coming,
supportive.
baby.
That's all I
Be
want. Be
supportive. Yeah.
supportive. Support what I got
Yeah.
going.
Exactly. Exactly.
So thank you so much for being
Thank you,
episode
honey.
2 with Let's Talk Legacy
Yes.
podcast. This was so much fun. I learned so
It
much.
was.
I'm talking about I done scribbled all over my paper with notes, baby. I done scribbled on the people notes for tomorrow. I gotta write their stuff over.
You wrote on all them people stuff. Don't blame that on me.
I couldn't help it. I couldn't find a clean sheet and you would give some good stuff. Okay.
Well, I
Sometimes you
appreciate
just
it,
got
honey.
to write it where you
Oh,
write it
yeah,
at.
I can't forget about my mama. Hold on. I can't. I gotta give her some love too. I can't forget
Hey,
about my
Miss
mama.
Dorothy.
But yeah, yeah. That's my village there. My son, my mom, and my husband. Now, if y'all want to see the other side of Lauren, that's not all this well put together. Mess with them three right now. I'm just playing. Go ahead, girl.
Hey, I think that's all of us because you mess with my kids. I'm at your neck.
Yeah, I'm gonna forget
I'm
about
there.
all of this.
Look, I'm
All
gonna
of this
forget
is gonna
all
go out the
about.
window.
I'm gonna forget all about the professionalism. You done bought the beast
Do you
out
hear
too.
me?
What?
Do you hear me?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. My siblings or my kids or
Oh
some,
no, we don't play
baby.
about that.
And my auntie
No.
Kim, I'm be at your neck. All right.
Let's just say everybody, so we won't leave nobody out. We don't play
Yeah,
about
look, look,
everybody.
I'm be at your neck about anybody I fool with, family,
Anybody.
friends, kids, but mainly them kids. Mainly them
Really?
kids. So look, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to episode 2 of Let's Talk Legacy with Miss Lauren Mosby,
Yes.
y'all. She dropped some gems. If you didn't catch it from the beginning, you can always go back and catch it on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Apple Podcasts, Pandora. Shall I go on? Catch it on all major
All this
platforms,
stuff.
okay? So, y'all, before we get off of here, y'all know before I end, I always play an artist that I'm supporting song or that I want to help push. So we have Body Work by 2K Toby. I made sure to put the radio version, y'all, so ain't gonna be no thugs dizzle my nizzle, okay? So if y'all will just stick around for 2 extra minutes and give him a listen, and then afterwards or while it's playing, let me know what y'all think in the comments. And I will see y'all again Friday at 6 p.m. for episode 3 with Miss Tremera Adams of Golden Glam Boutique. So let me get myself together over here,
Get
y'all.
it together, girl.
Get this music going. So I'm gonna turn my camera off so y'all don't see me over here bopping and jigging because y'all know
Yeah,
how it
me too.
gets. Y'all know how it gets. And so I will see y'all Friday. And thank you so much, Miss Lauren, for coming
Of
on.
course. Thank you for having me, honey.
No problem.
Arch on your back, raise them in the air, let me see you shake that. Hands on your knees, arch on your back, raise them in the air, let me see you shake that, shake body work, just do it. Body work, get to it. Body work, just do it. Body work, get to it. She in the mirror about to put them on notice. Look in the eyes, I'm the cause for commotion. I'm posted, both eyes focused. Sexy little frame with a body in motion. Show off, do it with intention. Standing ovation, you got my attention. Go dumb, girl, use that aggression. Body work, she got me invested. Drop it low, pick it back up. Body work, baby run it up. Head to toe, she the whole damn package. Put it on the floor, she the main attraction. All gas, no brakes, lights flashing. Crowd going crazy when I back bend. Money falling, booty popping, chain reaction. For them bands, no hands, all clapping. I just wanna see you dance in the mirror. You got like I bands, turn around, make it wiggle. Body work, no hands, while you do it, no hands. It's a movement, go to work, get to it. Body work, just do it. Body work, get to it. Body work, just do it. Body work, get to it. Hands on your knees, arching your back. Raise them in the air, let me see you shake that. Hands on your knees, arching your back. Raise them in the air, let me see you shake that. Go live, in the mirror going all in. I'm an IG model, let's tap in. Slim, thick, fine shit, what's the caption? Hashtag transaction. Mirror talk, got her saying affirmation. Body work, that's a confirmation. Make it move with no limitations. She gon' whack up for them blue faces. Big bad chasing, pretty facing. 10 out of 10, she a moment making.